Alright, so this week a whole bunch of Spider-Man news, new pictures for Avengers and a few other things and stuff that is cool. Also, when is it too early to release spoilers? Let's get started on this week's not so awesome news. And that is where there would be, like an intro video or something. There isn't one. Just a jump cut because I haven't made one. Anyways, first off today, last Friday, I believe it was announced that Captain America 3 and Batman Superman were both going to be released on May 6, 2016. Marvel actually had the date first and is refusing to back down, and then I guess Batman Superman was announced after it. So yeah, that's a pretty big competition between the two. I'm gonna go with saying that Batman Superman's probably gonna win just because it has Batman in the title. If it was just Superman, I think Captain America would have a better chance. But who knows? With the way Batman Superman is shaping up, I have honestly no expectations for it because it's just like became so ridiculous with all these castings and everything they're trying to do in it that I have no idea what's gonna happen. So I decided instead of being like super excited or super bummed out, I'm just not gonna expect anything. That way, hopefully it'll be awesome and I'll be like, oh my god, this was so great because I didn't expect anything, okay. Anyways, next up, Brian Michael Bendis had a question asked on his Tumblr a few days ago, I think, maybe it was last week, about Spider-Man. Is there going to be a sequel? And he responded with, well, it's been greenlit. I don't remember the exact quote, but he says Spider-Man 2, or Spider-Man 2 has been greenlit, which would be amazing because we get to see Miles Morales and Peter Parker together again. Hopefully this time maybe in the 616 universe instead of the Ultimate Universe. It would have been awesome to see him interact with Doc Ock Spidey, but I think that would have just ended up in a fight, and yeah, that's probably the way that one would have gone. Anyways, next up, Spider-Man, or Ultimate Spider-Man issue 200 is coming up soon, and apparently a secrets about Peter Parker's life will be revealed. No idea what it could be, considering they go pretty much through his entire career as Spider-Man in his run. So I honestly have no idea what to expect. It does seem like a good issue. They're going to be having a little memorial. It's 2 years since Peter Parker died, so, I'm going to definitely pick that issue up. I don't usually pick up Ultimate Spider-Man. I usually just get the hardcovers, get them in trade. And I haven't even read any of Miles Morales' run, of him being Spider-Man, except for the first issue, Spider-Man, and what was in Ultimate Cataclysm. But I'm hoping it's going to be awesome because he seems like a cool character, and people seem to like him, so that's enough for me. Anyways, more Spider-Man news, this time the Amazing Spider-Man. Mark Webb said he is leaving after the Amazing Spider-Man 2. He will not be directing Amazing Spider-Man 3, which comes to a little bit of surprise. I actually did think he was going to do all three, but apparently he doesn't want to, I guess make his career Amazing Spider-Man. And, I don't know, we'll see where that goes. Hopefully Andrew Garfield does not decide to leave, too, with director, seeing as a lot of actors do seem to do that. Yeah, no idea, but you know what would be amazing? I'm just putting this out there, is if Sony wants to put out, 9 Spider-Man movies, one every single year. So, what would be amazing, probably won't happen, but I would love it to happen, is if the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man did like a universe crossover in like 616, an Ultimate Universe or something, just come up with random numbers and have them cross over and do something amazing. That would be awesome, in my opinion. I mean, come on. I mean, Tobey Maguire, I don't know, they're both not my favorite Spider-Man. My favorite Spider-Man that's on the screen is on the small screen from the animated series from the 90s. But still, both of them, crossover movie, it needs to happen. That would be amazing. Last up in the Spider-Man news. I think it's the last up in the Spider-Man news. No, 2 more things. One of them was announced last month, 2 months ago or something. I just didn't hear about it, so I decided I'm just going to tell you guys about it because maybe you didn't hear about it. Villain from Peter Parker's past is returning in Ultimate Spider-Man. and they said it's a big villain, and the only big villain to return, I believe, would be Green Goblin, whom, minor spoiler alert if you haven't finished Ultimate Spider-Man, he does smile at the end. So they never actually say Green Goblin is dead, but he could have died, he could have not died, and maybe he's coming back. It can't be Venom. Venom's already returned. Doc Ock is, I believe, dead, and I just don't see any other one of Peter Parker's villains being that big. So that's yeah. Let's see. Last up on Spider-Man news is the Amazing Spider-Man. The I believe final trailer for the movie has released. And it's all right. It's not, you know, my favorite trailer. I don't know. We'll see. Since the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer came out and Captain America trailers came out, I've been less excited for Amazing Spider-Man and more excited for those two movies. But we'll see how that goes. I'm sure it'll be great either way. I'm gonna go see it, and I can't wait. Captain America comes out, I believe it is in 2 weeks, so it's gonna be awesome. And let's move on to the Gotham news, I guess. Last night or yesterday, they released a picture of Bullock, who I forgot the name of the actor. He's apparently been on Sons of Anarchy. I don't even remember him on Sons of Anarchy at all, and it's not the guy who played Officer Bullock in the Dark Knight movie who's on Sons of Anarchy, which would be actually pretty amazing if he was on that. Yeah, this guy, I forget his name, but he looks older, a lot older than I would have assumed he would be, considering Bruce is still a kid, and, you know, when he's Batman, their age difference shouldn't be that big, but when he grows up, he'll be older, so yeah, I don't know. He looks cool-ish, I guess. I don't have really any expectations for Gotham, mostly because it's Fox. But we'll see. You know, it'll probably do. It's got, you know, the Batman title attached to it. It'll do good, at least for a few years, unless it ends up like a Birds of Prey situation, where it goes downhill. But that was Channel 5 or CW or WB back then, I think. And I actually like that show. Anyways, next up, Nuke the FridgeCon. I believe it was Nuke the FridgeCon. It might have been a different convention. Either way, link in the description for it. Exclusive photos from the set of Guardians of the Galaxy. Most of them are vehicles and stuff, but there's this really cool picture of Rocket Raccoon. It's like close-up and he's all detailed and stuff. He looks awesome. It's Rocket Raccoon. If you're wondering why I keep looking to the right, it's because I have everything written on the right over here. Professional. That's how I do things. I don't have a teleprompter. No. Let's see. Fantastic Four has, well, rumors. A lot of rumors. According to Bleeding Cool, they're looking for, I believe, either a new cast, or possibly a new director, or new everything. But Fox is denying all of this, so I honestly don't know what's going on there. Their casting choice, I don't know if it's the best. I guess they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and since they're not giving it back to Marvel, I honestly I don't care as much. But I hope they don't mess it up, because it would still be cool to see a good Fantastic Four movie. But I'm not expecting much. Sorry to say, but who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised and it'll be awesome. Let's see. Age of Ultron and a whole bunch of other stuff has been revealed. If you watched the, what was it, Avengers, a universe created, or universe something, I don't know, it was on ABC a few days ago. Basically they released concept art of Hulkbuster versus the Hulk, which looks awesome. Some stills from, not stills, some footage of Ant-Man kind of like growing, being big, hitting someone, getting small again, or was it some kind of order. It looked cool, there's pictures of it, and we finally get to see what the concept art for the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver look like, and I gotta tell you, it looks a heck of a lot better than X-Men Days of Future Past. I mean, that's how you do a Quicksilver. So, you know. Let me think. Marvel Timeline apparently will be being released as part of the Marvel 75 years anniversary, which is cool. I didn't realize we needed a timeline of events, but I guess it's cool. I kind of just figured that everything was released in order and everything progresses in order, but whatever. I mean, Age of Ultron kind of messed that up a little bit with it happening before everything, but after it was weird. And I believe that is mostly all of the news. There is one more thing I want to say. Yeah, there we go. Some news on Avengers 2 Ultron saying that he will have an extreme personality and attitude, and that we should be excited for what they're doing with Ultron. I don't know what they're doing with Ultron, aside from him being in Avengers 2. I mean, I'm hoping everything comes out good and he is awesome, but the fact that he doesn't seem like he's going to be made by Hank Pym kind of sucks, even though Hank Pym isn't going to be Ant-Man, it's going to be the other guy. And that actually disappoints me a good amount. I like Hank Pym, and I would have loved to see him as Ant-Man, not as an older actor playing him who, I mean, maybe he'll get a flashback or something, but yeah. Anyways, that's the news for this week. All that stuff, links in the description. I do have one more thing of kind of newsy, kind of, if you want to check it out. College Humor posted 8 reasons why you're pretty much Batman. It's kind of funny. Hopefully it doesn't actually offend anybody, but it is pretty funny. You should check it out. It's a good laugh. People in the comments, pretty funny, started like a little thread. Reasons why you're not like Batman. And one of them was because, you know, you're not a billionaire. And it's true. You're probably, if you're watching this, you have $1 billion, then thanks. That's awesome. Send some money to me, please. And anyways, topic for the week is spoilers. Because when is it too soon to spoil something? When, you know, things come out, how long should you wait? Should you just spoil it right away? You know, when is it acceptable on social media? And the reason I'm talking about this is because over the weekend, there was a whole bunch of tweets about The Walking Dead, and it kind of spoiled the episode for me. And it, you know, the funny part about it, you can say, well, why didn't you watch the episode, or why were you on Twitter when it was happening? I wasn't watching the episode, and the reason I was on Twitter, or at least looking at tweets, is because, you know, I just swiped to the side of my laptop, and there's Twitter on the little thing. And, you know, the reason I wasn't watching it is because the show airs 3 hours later here than it did from where those tweets originated from, and there was a whole bunch of them. And they did pretty much spoil the episode, which was disappointing. I'm not mad at the person who did it, because I'm sure they probably didn't realize it. You know, people get excited and start posting stuff and are like, oh my god, I can't believe this just happened, and blah, 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 blah. I get it, but some people aren't big enough to be like, oh, that was so amazing, what just happened, hashtag Walking Dead. No, it was more like, I can't believe so-and-so just died. And it's like, oh, that's what happens in today's episode. That's great. Like I said, 3 hour difference. You know, if you watch any of my reviews, you know that I try and keep them as spoiler free as possible. Even with older stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man, I'll go into a little bit more detail because I kind of figure everybody knows, especially everybody knows how Ultimate Spider-Man ends, at least for the Peter Parker run. But I do try and keep things a little vague. I don't go into too much detail, and I don't like to spoil too much what happens usually. If I'm talking about something old enough and you think I said something like a major spoiler, there's probably something bigger happening in that comic that I did not even talk about. Same thing with my issue 1 reviews. I try and, you know, say how if I like the story or something, but I won't go past like a few pages. If I'm reviewing something new like Batman Volume 1, 2, 3, I'll usually, all of the spoilers I give will be contained within the first issue, if not the first 2 issues, but usually just the first issue. I won't go into detail of the entire story. You know, I'll give you a premise of the story, and I'll give you details from the first issue, but I won't spoil the rest of it. And, you know, as for waiting time and all that stuff, I honestly think for comic books, probably wait to spoil things until the trades are out. And I know that can be kind of hard just because of how long it takes for a trade to come out, and even then, maybe wait like another month or something. but giving heavy spoilers sucks. Running into videos where they don't tell you that there's a spoiler alert right here, and you watch it and you're like, oh, you just ruined that for me. I believe Breaking Bad's ending was almost ruined for me, and I clicked out the video really fast, and the only good thing is that it took so long for Netflix to get the ending of Breaking Bad that I completely forgot what the person said, because I tried really hard to forget, and I guess it worked. But yeah, spoilers suck. I think there should be, there should be limits for, especially when you're live tweeting for a show. I remember last year for Game of Thrones, that Red Wedding chapter that was made into that episode 9, I believe, of season 3. That thing was heavily tweeted. Everybody was freaking out. People were retweeting like crazy, and definitely a good number of them were spoilers. And when you know stuff is happening like that, yeah, you should keep off of Twitter, but when you read stuff and you're like reading it, you don't know what you're reading until it's too late. That does happen too. That's what happened to me on the weekend. I was reading, I didn't know what I was reading. I thought it was just like a random tweet, and I was like, oh, well, now I kind of don't want to watch the episode. Watched it anyway, but it was pretty much like, by the end of it, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what I read online. That sucks. So yeah, that's my little rants for today. Spoilers suck. Be more careful what you tweet. Especially remember, if you're in the other coast, that, just people, like if you're in New York and you're watching something, it's brand new episode, just be mindful that there's people in California that may be following you, or even, in the Central or wherever, that may be following you that haven't watched it yet, because it hasn't aired yet. It's not because, we missed the episode or whatever. It's just it hasn't aired yet. So maybe save the spoilers for the next day, or be very, very vague of what's going on. Don't explain much. Anyways, that's my little rant. Like I said, I'm not mad at the person who did it. It happens. I'm sure I've done, a spoiler or two before on accident myself. And if I have spoiled anything for you, I apologize. It happens. We're human. We make accidents. But spoilers suck. Wait a good amount of time. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, this has been a not so awesome new show thingy majigger, which still needs a better name and an intro. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and all that cool stuff. And I will see you next Friday with more news and awesome cool stuff. Okay then, goodbye. Hey, look, there's an end slate and stuff going on here. Okay, so anyways, down below, links to my videos that I recorded throughout the past week. Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 8 review, Why the Last Man Volume 1, a Transformers unboxing, which, by the way, is horrible, because unboxing Transformers is really, really hard. And, of course, my weekly comic book pickup video, which I did yesterday, is around there as well. I did one issue 1 review earlier this week, and the Superior Spider-Man Annual number 2 review, that there's links to that in the other video, the weekly pickup. Maybe I'll put them in the description. I don't know. I'm kind of lazy. Anyways, as I'm recording this, they posted a picture of the girl who's going to be playing Selena Kyle in her little uniform. They just retweeted that through DC, so you can check DC's Twitter for a picture of that. Looks alright, but I still think it's kind of weird to include Selena Kyle in this, because she's supposed, too young and stuff. Anyways, yeah, there's not going to be an end slate in the end of all my videos. A lot of my videos are like one-take videos, especially reviews, issue 1 reviews, and my pickup video and stuff like that. So, yeah, but if you enjoyed this end slate, go ahead, give a thumbs up for the end slate. If for nothing else, because you stuck around this video this long and stuff, don't forget to hit the subscribe button above, and, comment, because I like comments, but no one ever comments, and I like comments. Leave a comment of what you want me to talk about next week. This week was spoilers, and spoilers are annoying. We all know that. And, yeah, anyways, have a great day, time, whatever time it is where you are. I don't know why it's the daytime. And I will see you next week. Alright then, cool, goodbye.